1,000 laughs over a weekend is swell. Vail Comedy Festival. Pet an alpaca or hike a trail. Memorial Day weekend in Vail.
I used to drive to high school and read a book. So I had like a 45-minute drive. So not to brag, but pretty good at lake driving. Sorry, no. Okay, hey, we're live. Look at that. Woo! Killing the headliner. No big deal. Hey everybody, it's live from the Vail Comedy Festival. We got a special edition here where you get to see all the crap from the Vail Comedy Festival making its way from Vail to Denver. I got Carmen Lagala here.
Howdy.
From New York City. She was a headliner on the Comedy Festival, and we're doing a special driving edition. So, hi Carmen.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm peachy. We were just saying the weather's so beautiful. It's a great day. I just had some ice cream.
Me too.
I'm in a good mood.
Yep.
Yeah. Where'd you go?
I went to some little deli that had homemade ice cream. Where'd you go?
Local Joe's. I went to that same deli.
Yep. What
Free
flavors did you
samples. Oh, I got almond joy and.
Two.
Oh, if we go 2 for 2, it's gonna be crazy.
There's no way.
It's like 16 choices.
Guarantee.
Oh yeah, then mine's pretty standard. It's
Mine was weird.
Oreo mint chocolate chip.
Okay. I
Darn.
did orange sherbet. I was like, if you
Whoa,
I know.
that is weird.
I know.
That is weird. I will judge you.
Thank you.
Okay. Wow. Okay. A little bit like an orange Julius.
Yeah.
Like a homemade.
Because I wanted them and they don't go together. But I was like, they're
Alright.
gonna be together in my stomach in a minute. So.
That's so funny. All right. Well, we finished the Vail Comedy Festival. It's Monday right now. Carmen is leaving Vail. Let's go all the way back. How did you first hear about? Oh, look at that deer. Did you?
Yeah.
2 deer.
Cool.
We just saw 2 deer. How cute. How fun. See, anything can happen when you're looking at the crap from the Vail Comedy Festival every Memorial Day weekend.
I'm glad we saved it for the car.
Yeah.
I wanted to see elk this weekend, but I did not.
Okay. This is not exactly titillating content for the viewers, but on the ride, there is a spot where we may or may not see buffalo. I'd say it's like 50-50. And in the elk, it's like 10% of the time there are elk in the middle of the buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will definitely remember putting that. But anyways, how did you hear about the Vail Comedy Festival originally?
I think
Did you
it's
know?
your email.
Like I reached out to you?
Yeah, you reached out.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a
Yeah.
less. I usually am interviewing submission comics, so it's a less interesting. Okay, because you told me, dummy. You heard about me, and you contacted me. What do you mean? How did I hear about it? Okay, fair enough. All right. And how did you get to the Vail Comedy Festival? You live in New York City, right?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Flying.
okay, you flew into Denver.
Flew into Denver.
Okay, and then took a ride.
And then got a ride
All right, drove up like
from comedian D. Kelly.
nice. D. Kelly, gonna be on a show with you Tuesday. Did you know
Oh,
that?
yay! I was gonna see that.
We were trying to make that happen. I was able to make that happen this morning. Yeah, D. Kelly, very funny. Out of Denver, he's got another episode of Live from Vail Comedy Festival you can check out right after you finish this one. Okay, so you drove like hour and a half, something like that. Fun drive. Pretty
Yeah.
drive.
Beautiful drive.
Cool. And then you get to Vail.
Yes.
Where'd you stay?
I stayed at the Sonnenalp. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Fancy. Very fancy.
So fancy.
Was it really?
Yes.
I've never. I mean, I've been in a lobby.
You should. I mean, I walked.
I
into the
should.
room.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, you should.
Sure. I'll just look between my couch cushions and make that happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
What made it fancy?
Oh gosh, so many things. They were so nice. They were like, you can use the spa whenever. They had a steam room. I used that a bunch.
Love a good steam.
It was so good.
I just did a golf course gig in Aspen, or right outside Aspen,
Mm-hmm.
and the feature, we had like this locker room where we could change, and he comes out and he goes, "There's a steam room. We got 45 minutes until the show. I'll be back in 20 minutes." So we went into the steam room. We had a good steam before a comedy show. It's a
Great
nice,
thing, very relaxing.
It's very nice.
I don't know what the benefits are, but I feel like there are many. I did steam room a lot. They had just hot rooms. The dry hot room
Oh, they had that?
and the wet hot room.
Is that like sauna?
Sauna.
Yeah. Not the laser, not the
Yeah,
laser thing.
I don't know any of the
where you're being
your
microwaved.
fancy sauna and see. I'm like the wet
Yeah.
one and the hot and the dry
With
one.
the like the rocks sometimes, and you pour the water. There should be a beaver. Oh, see the beaver lodge?
Yeah.
Pilot status.
Oh my
They're
god.
nocturnal.
If only you guys could see it, but you guys see the stuff.
I know. Every once in a while, I get people a panic attack because there's something cool, and I'll like rip out the camera and direct it. And they're like, "What are you doing?" I gave. I've many a story of possibly driving off the road. Okay, so back to the Vail Comedy Festival. So you had a great place to stay. Thank you,
Yes.
Sonnenalp. Beautiful place.
Hot tub Sonnenalp? I've been saying it wrong.
I don't know.
Hot tubs.
Hot tubs, very nice, cool.
Big tub in the bathroom.
You're the third person to mention a large tub to me.
Yeah, I took a bath.
The quote of the weekend, I think, was I took a bubble bath
Yeah.
because they don't make bathtubs that size in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. Or that clean.
That's funny. Okay, so you get in, you got the Sonnenalp. When was your first? Do you remember one of your shows?
Friday was my first show. I took two Friday, two Saturday. Friday at 5.
Oh, you're on Fiverr.
Or well, first I had the Hippie Not Hippie podcast.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Zach Moss, AJ Finney. Those were really fun. We record. Go check those out. Hippie Not Hippie. There's an episode with Carmen Lagala. Who are you paired with?
I was with Devontre Cole.
Oh yes. What a funny guy from San Francisco.
Yes.
He's the best. I'm really glad he made it out. Okay, so you did a podcast taping at 10th Mountain Whiskey. Thank you, 10th Mountain Whiskey, for having us.
Delicious whiskey.
Yeah.
I got a little tipsy at noon.
When in Vail, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then you did a Fiverr. What was the Fiverr that day? A Kachina, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, Kachina.
The one that no one can pronounce.
Yes.
It's just Italian.
It's
Just kitchen in Italian.
Kachina. You need the hand motion.
Cucina. And then I had a 7. No, I had a 9:30 at the.
Oh, you had the late show at Aviator Nation.
At Aviator Nation.
They took good care of us this
Yes.
weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Aviator Nation. Those shows were fun. Those mannequins were. Last year was a little wilder. There was a. Actually, I can't tell the story on tape. I'll tell you once we're done. But suffice to say, well, I'll skip ahead to the end of the story, where there were several people passed out, like leaning up against walls or on the ground, and I kept thinking I was like running into a person, and then it would be a mannequin.
Oh, yep.
It was like some kind of household horrors.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, so you're there Friday. You get up Saturday. Did you do anything in Vail? Did you sit in your hotel room and watch TV? Yes and not.
Yeah, I did hiking every day. I had 3 days of hiking.
Every day.
Every
Incredible.
day.
Tell us a story from hiking.
Oh man, first day I was out with Leah Bonema, Peter Wong.
Peter is so funny.
So
Holy
funny.
cow.
Oh my gosh. And then, so we were hiking, let's see. Yeah, all the different weather we experienced on that hike. So we had the hot, very hot, we're in shorts. And then we get up a little higher, it becomes freezing cold, it starts raining. And then we keep going a little bit. It stops raining within 30 seconds or whatever. It's very windy. I had coat. I did like 3 wardrobe changes. And then we were like, wouldn't it be funny if it started snowing or hailing? And then it did. 2 minutes. And then it got really, really hot again.
Wow.
Yeah. So good thing I brought like a winter jacket and shorts. Like shorts and t-shirt, winter jacket, long pants. And then I used all of them. It's like an hour and a half hike.
Yeah, there's quite the diversity of temperatures this weekend.
Yeah.
It was like 70 degrees in the middle of the day, and then it's a desert climate in Vail, so it's pretty chilly at night. Do you have any tips for comics who come out to Vail now that you've experienced 3 days there?
Tips.
Packing tips.
Oh,
go
packing.
hiking. Go on a hike.
Go hiking.
Yeah, go hiking.
I say you bring a little bit less than you think you need. Everybody always brings too much. I'm a real light packer.
I gotta say, I'm very impressed with Carmen Lagala. I have, roughly $10,000 and 8,000 pounds of comedy club equipment in the back here. And I was like, Carmen, I hope you pack light, because there's not a lot of room. And she exceeded my expectations, and I think that's the wrong way to say it.
That's a lot of stuff for me that I brought.
Yeah, wow,
I
that's
usually
packing
bring way
heavy.
less. Yeah, because I had to bring sneakers for hiking.
Yeah. I brought stage shoes all the way up here that took up like a third of my suitcase. And then I forgot, and I had one spot the whole festival and I forgot to put them on.
Oh, I loved the roast. I was in the back like, is he roasting us right now?
That was new this year. I'm definitely doing that again next year.
should.
But big change. I'm going to start writing the jokes sooner than 30 minutes before I go up.
Nah, it's fine. That's what roast jokes are. You have to tell them once. Half of them are gonna be like, what?
So that was fun. That felt good. And I was roasting myself as well.
Yeah.
I felt like it was appropriate.
I liked mine a lot.
Good.
It seemed like the kind of person who would pick up a hitchhiker while listening to a podcast about serial killing hitchhikers. I can't remember, the wording was good. I just
That delivery wasn't as good as I did it, but it was Carmen Lagala. She's a weird energy, or she seems like she's a good mixture of sweet but dangerous. Feels like she'd be the kind of person to pick up a hitchhiker while listening to a Jeffrey Dahmer podcast.
Ah, yeah, that's what it was.
There it goes. Yeah, that was one of the better ones. That's pretty good. And it was fun because, you know, I got to see all the comics material, and that felt very like by me with your 40 minutes that we did. Which, by the way, blew the roof off. Just making sure we're still recording. She blew the roof off. Sarah's Lounge and Christiania Hotel. Can you describe, like, what was that room like? How would you describe it?
That was a pretty perfect room.
Pretty perfect. All right, I like to hear that.
Great shape, you know.
Yeah.
Sexy shape. Yeah, it had like rectangle, and then I'm on one of the longer ends of it. So you got the rows going on just all the way back, and then the comics can be on the side over there. There's an area for them. The ceilings are low enough.
Super low.
Yeah.
They were so low, I was worried about some of that talk. We had a couple tall comics on the festival. And, like, D. Kelly got up there, and he was like, this close to there's a beam right above the ample stage.
Yes, room to move around.
Not really. Tiny stage. How close were you to the audience? They were
Close.
They were
Yeah.
very close, very
What is it?
intimate.
I made a friend, a couple, really nice couple, and I sat in the front, and they took some pictures, and the angle is very funny. It just looked like this giant hovering over them.
That's hilarious. So when you were like wandering around Vail Village, would people recognize you or say hi or anything?
A little bit. It depends what I was wearing. If I wasn't wearing something recognizable, like the badge or the bright orange sweatshirt that I have on, then they would maybe look at me for a second and then decide that they don't know me.
Right.
But yeah, if I had the stuff on, then they're like, oh hey,
Nice.
great job.
That's cool. That's fun. And you did do a great job. That was an incredible show. Really fun.
Thank you. So much fun.
So much fun. Great lineup. Great. Everything was fun.
Yeah. Oh my god, the lineup.
Yeah, that Sarah's Lounge is funny. I think that was the second show we'd ever done there, and the first show was similar. Like, it was incredible. It was just like those low ceilings really make a difference.
Yeah.
It's, and it's just so packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
Okay.
like intimate, but there were a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's what you want, that feel.
Yeah. Exactly. And that was one of our probably bigger shows, and it had less than 100 people. It's not like, you know, we're not doing theaters at the Vail Comedy Festival.
I love that amount of people though.
I do too.
Perfect.
That's my favorite. Like 75 is my sweet spot, typically. So every Memorial Day weekend, by the way, Vail Comedy Festival. Go to vailcomedyfestival.com. There's comics to sign up to try and get in. And January 1st, around then, we put passes on sale for the next year. So okay, so you're doing some shows. You're having a good time. Did you go out to eat at all?
I just started burping in the middle of that.
As she brings up some of that food to show us.
Just throw up.
really committing to the bit here.
I never had shows at Frost, but I enjoyed eating salads over there.
Oh, nice.
Because
Were they
at some
good?
point I was like, I need a vegetable. You know when you've been on the road
Yes.
and you're like, oh.
Absolutely. Well, that's
forgot
funny.
about vegetables.
I had a burger at Frost last night.
I did too.
And I almost never do this, but I got a salad instead of fries.
Me too, yeah. I got the
That's
exact same
funny.
thing. The Wagon burger.
Yeah, I needed
like
some
a
roughage.
beef, yeah, and then I had some veggies. And then the coffee,
Yeti Coffee.
Yeti Coffee.
Thanks for coming through at the last minute, Yeti Coffee. Terrific.
Yeah.
They were so generous and helpful. Right there in Solaris Plaza. What'd you get? I'm not a coffee drinker, so I
I got a
don't really.
chorizo burrito. Yeah, I don't drink coffee either.
Really?
Yeah.
This is getting bizarre. Ever? Your whole life?
No, I definitely drink it, but I
Okay.
don't drink it.
Oh.
If that makes sense.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I really haven't. I mean, I've had a couple sips here and there, but.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. Yeti's wonderful.
And what was the other?
Coffee place.
Yeah.
2 Arrows, maybe?
I did go to Two
Loaded
Arrows. I went to
Joe's.
every single place that we.
had your bags to
Joe's
afford.
and 2 Arrows. I went to 2 Arrows this morning.
And Loaded
I got
Joe's, here,
two
help me out.
burgers.
I was trying to write a roast joke for Loaded Joe's yesterday, and it was the only one I couldn't come up with anything. Like, we did a show there, we did a show-up showcase, and it was actually really good.
Uh-huh.
Did you go to any of the show-up showcases?
No, I wanted to. I had stuff I needed to.
You were
work
hacking.
on.
You were busy.
I was hacking. I was having a great time.
So, you've been to festivals, lots of festivals, I assume.
Yeah, much.
Give us some.
Rank them.
Well, kind of an awkward question like that. Give us an opportunity for improvement. What
An
can we do
opportunity for
different?
improvement?
Yeah, for next year.
Ooh, you should get sponsored by the air can people, the oxygen.
You're the second
cans.
person to say that.
Really? Who's
yeah.
the other person? Is it Tiffany?
I think so.
Yeah, that makes
you guys
sense.
Talk about it?
Yeah, she gave me a hit of hers.
Did it make a difference?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that worked.
I don't know. But it's cool and it's like a fun idea.
I mean, I don't know how expensive they are actually.
She said they're $20.
Yeah, I think but probably if I bought a case of them like online, it'd be cheaper. But I don't know if
It's
they
just
can
it makes
ship
a fun like
oxygen.
selfie video, you know?
It'd be fun if we had like an oxygen station, like in the
Yeah.
artist lounge.
Yeah.
Like
They
just
had an oxygen
right
bar
cheaper.
at my hotel.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't know what it entails.
I was just gonna say that they used to have one in Breckenridge, Colorado, which is another
Okay.
ski town. I didn't know they had one in Vail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they like flavor the air. You can like choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just
You should pop a QR code on the sandwich boards that are out that say comedy.
so people can find the. You know why I didn't? Because I'm cheap. I'm gonna reuse those signs forever.
Oh.
And if I
Can't you change the website related to the QR code?
you could if you like went to one of these like.
Oh,
like
what you mean for shows outside of Vail?
well, that also, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, like for example, Castle Rock Comedy Show
Yeah.
tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I can use those same
Oh, okay.
signs.
That makes total sense.
And if I go on road, this brand new, I just got that sandwich board
Uh-huh.
for the festival.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the one that said comedy
Mhm.
was the smaller one,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna take that on the road now because you know you go to like North Dakota or whatever, and
Yeah, that's true.
it's small. If you drive like 12 hours and there's 12 people in the audience, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
So, I want people to at least know. And I can't stand getting to a venue and there's like no posters up, no nothing.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, people are, where is it?
yeah, exactly. But no, that is a very good idea. We have,
Those temporary ones, but then it can't rain. Maybe put them in a plastic sheet.
yeah,
Pop 'em on
they
there.
sell ones with like plexiglass outsides. Yeah, but that's a great signage with actual. You know what else I could do? And I kind of did this for the hippie not hippie sandwich board.
Uh-huh.
I had like a laminated 8x11 paper
Yeah.
on it that said like when the show times were, so extra info.
Oh, yeah.
So I could just stick something, like I could just replace a placard
Uh-huh.
like on the sandwich board that has the QR code, etc. But I kind of figure the one that was like at the entrance of the village near Loaded Joe's, which also like as I looked at it, I was like, how come I don't have the website on there? Like it just said Vail Comedy Festival. It's very generic.
Yeah.
But I figure if somebody's interested, they're really just one Google search
Yeah.
for finding the website.
True.
But the QR code, it's a good idea. I like it. Those were two good opportunities for improvement. I appreciate that. Okay, so what's something, you've been to a lot of festivals, what's something we did well? What do you say?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I felt so taken care of, and I'm gonna use the word pampered because I like
Aww.
it. So it's just so, yeah. You just had everything so under control. Everything was run so smoothly and so tight that you weren't left wondering about anything. Like all the shows were on time. They were tight. They were where they said they were going to be.
The host did a really good job.
Hosts were great.
That's,
All the comics were great. You picked great comics.
I didn't pick them, by the way.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Who did?
I picked the headliners.
Oh,
committee, like an anonymous committee that reviews all the videos.
Yeah,
When I
that's
started the
helpful 'cause there's a lot
festival
of videos.
last year, that was the best advice I got. I called like 20 different festival organizers.
Yeah.
And like 5 of them were like, "Are you a comic?" I said yes. And a little wardrobe change for the viewers as we go into the Eisenhower Tunnel. Has anybody read The Stand by Stephen King? Have you read it?
No, I actually haven't. It's one of those ones I haven't.
This tunnel is in that book.
Okay.
Not in a good way, really.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say.
it's just as well you haven't
Read some
read it. I'll read it again. This is, how good are your eyelids? Can you see like numbers or something on there? Is the screen on?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
And they
That
just
was
saw me.
awkward.
Hi.
Yeah. There's no editing here. This is what you're getting. What was I saying right before that? Shoot. Something.
I'm stuck
We were
on the
talking about
stand.
Pampered. And then
Oh, yeah. All the committees that.
committees. Oh yeah. How the people. So I got this advice that if I'm a comedian, don't be part of the selection process
Yeah.
because you'll only make enemies.
Yeah.
And that was such good advice. I
That's
love
true.
it. And I didn't realize as additional benefit, I don't have to watch all
Yes,
these videos.
there's so
It's the
many.
best.
Do you know how many you got?
I do. I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay.
We have a committee. Every video gets watched twice. The people, they get paid. They have to watch at least 5 minutes. There's a whole like spreadsheet algorithm thing that they score on different whatevers, and all the numbers get tallied, and the top roughly 40 people get an acceptance, and then certain people drop out, and then more people drop out. And as it turns out this year, some people just tell me the day of they're not coming, or even the second day, hey, I couldn't make it.
Oh, wow.
So that was a little bit of a surprise this year.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, it did. Why were we talking about the video? Oh, yeah. So I don't pick the comics, but I agree with you that the comics were great this year, and I feel I feel like the bottom of, let's say the bottom of the pack really jumped this year, like
Yeah.
year over year.
Yeah.
We had just very strong comedians this year, and I'm excited to see what happens next year because I think there's
As
a
more
lot of
people hear about it.
there's a lot of good word of mouth going
Yeah,
around.
'cause it's only its sophomore year.
I know once people find out that Carmen Lagala felt pampered at the Vail Comedy Festival, they're all gonna want to come. Okay, who should we you can tell me later who we should bring next year.
Okay. Yeah, how'd you find me?
Headliner, probably through Caitlin.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, Caitlin Plufo, so funny.
So funny.
She's the best. And Stephen Rogers, also super funny.
Oh, yeah, Hasmin last year too, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, she's a good friend.
Yeah.
She's great.
Hasmin and Usama Siddiqui,
Usama
who I'm sure you know.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
so good. Love him.
We've had such killer lineups both
Yeah,
years.
jeez.
But actually, so you did a Zoom show with me, which I tell this story all the time. It's so funny. You did a Zoom show in a movie theater. You weren't in the movie theater. You were at home. I think you might have done 2 shows with me. But this particular one, it was at a venue. It was like we were coming out of the pandemic, and I wanted to restart comedy shows, but venues weren't ready yet. And so I had to get creative finding a place, and I found a movie theater that was willing to do it. But like the money was terrible. I ran it there for like 6 months, and I never ever didn't lose money on those shows. It was like a terrible door deal, and the shows were like, it was a pretty big theater, so we couldn't fill it. It was just like there were so many things that were not great about that show. And then I was trying to get fancy, and I would like zoom in a New York and an LA comic and put them on the movie theater screen. And so we do the show. I forget who the headliner was on that show, but they were like a high quality headliner that like flew in to do the show. And Carmen's like second or third in the lineup, does a 10-minute spot. The technology never worked, and at this particular show, she couldn't see or hear the audience. So she's just like talking to nothing, and we can see her, and she killed so hard. It was like the best spot
I would have no
in the
idea.
whole
So I just
lineup.
didn't know though, because I couldn't.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It was incredible.
Did
So
I lose my mind during it? Did I like unravel?
No.
And go like, I don't know. There's no reference.
So anyways, that's how I knew of you originally.
Oh wow.
And then
think
I reached
probably
out and
buried that memory. A lot of those Zoom shows I
Yeah.
like pushed into my subconscious.
yeah, I don't know what that would have been like if I had been more advanced in comedy before. And in a lot of ways, it was really good for me, surprisingly.
Yeah, same.
Because I made connections with people like you.
Yeah,
Like
just
I
going
would
anywhere.
And if if it, save for that, like I wouldn't know comics in New York and LA that, like Osama Siddiqui, who's big. He did one of my Zoom shows for an amount of money I tell you off air, but it wasn't like a lot of money. But what did he care? He was sitting around twiddling his thumbs. And then I had his email address, and so later I was able to offer him a lot more money to come out and do the festival. And so, yeah. So I think originally through Caitlin, and then when I called you, and you sounded perfect. You were like, yeah, I'd love to come out. I'd love to hike. The comedy show. And I gotta say, I've told you this at least twice, I think, in person. But Carmen is the perfect festival headliner. By so many metrics. She's polite, she's kind, she shows up, she's responsible, she's professional, she communicates well. If you ask her to do something, she does it. She was just, she hung after the shows. And most importantly, she killed in her headlining spot. I was telling you when I just picked you up, that as I was walking through Vail Village to my car, I ran into somebody who was at the show, and they were just gushing over you. They were like, tell her how funny she was. It was incredible. It was a very special show. Very cool.
I had a blast.
Yeah.
One of my more fun shows I've done.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. What's another like top 10 show?
I think more like recent ones. I did a Fargo, North Dakota show this year. Yeah, real random.
Tell me about this. I'm like king of North Dakota.
Yeah.
I usually wear a North Dakota hat all over the place.
It's not, I just like, you know.
Was it like a bar show, like an indie, or is there a theater there?
Definitely indie, but like they set it up like a club, like a basement.
Was it called like Downstairs or something like that?
It's called the Cellar in North Dakota, something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, just the first show of the night. You know, you don't know what to
It was like
expect.
super hot. It was just,
Yeah, I was just like in the zone. There was like very fun crowd work, so I felt very present. And
I was kind of amazed that you did 40 minutes of fire material and didn't do any crowd work.
yeah,
I was very impressed. I mean, it was so funny. Like, my cheeks hurt. I was like smiling so much. It was outstanding.
I wish I was better. Crowd work scares me, so I'm not bad at it, but I'm a little frightened by it. I'm also there was a bunch of material I never even got to.
That's wild.
You know, you're putting your stuff together. This is very helpful I'm trying to record an album real soon, so this helped me time it out a lot. Just the order.
Also meticulous. Can I say that? I walked by you a couple times before you went up.
Handwriting.
And you're like got all this stuff like organized. And then the thing that impressed me the most, we were having this conversation. I was having a conversation with some other comics at a bar late night about we have a new unique material requirement at Vail Comedy Festival. So when you come
didn't
out,
do that the first year?
no, that's why we did it the second year, because people complained.
Gotcha.
Like, did you notice the same audience members and different?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
It's the same people.
Yeah,
We don't
that's
overlap the
nice.
shows.
Yeah.
It's like 75 people, like a herd of
Yeah.
laughers going from one cool place to another cool place.
Yeah.
And then somebody would do the same 5-minute
Yeah.
act, and it was like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
It was like Bizarro World.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty much the only complaint we got last year.
Yeah.
And and then this year the complaints were mostly from the comics about the unique material requirement. Yeah, a lot of people did not like it.
I liked it as an exercise. It was really helpful for me. I like a challenge. I dusted off material that I haven't done in years, just because it kind of fit with something else that I didn't want to put in the headlining set. Yeah, it was really interesting. It was like an order that I had never done before, and jokes that I hadn't done in years. So your brain is just like on fire. I had to look at my phone, I think, every set at some point to be like, what on earth am I going to say after that?
That's so funny. Yeah, so we're having this conversation, and people are like, yeah, I didn't really like it. It was, it just seemed weird. And I was like, well, my feeling is, like, how many minutes, I asked the person, how many minutes of stage time did you have? And they couldn't figure it out. They were like, I don't know.
Yeah,
and I was like,
it's a hard
was it about 20 maybe? And they were like, yeah, I think so. And I was like, well, my feeling is, if you get into the Vail Comedy Festival, you should, sorry, everybody, we're slamming on the brakes as the highway is coming to to a standstill. You should have about 20 minutes, but hopefully you're like featuring at clubs,
Right.
doing 20 minutes for paid audiences. And okay, maybe not all of it is A+, but it should be good enough for paying audiences, so she'd be able to do it. And then Carmen wanders into the conversation, and I say, hey Carmen, do you know how many minutes you're doing this weekend? She goes 64, without like almost before I finished asking the question. It was incredible. It was like some Rain Man level attention to detail. I was so impressed. It was the best. The last compliment I'll give you before your head explodes is you did something I've never seen a comedian do, and I won't spoil it, but I'll tell you after if you don't know what I'm
on stage. No one else has done it. That's my closer.
If you know somebody, I've heard of a comic who part of their bit was they had like a balloon or something, and they would like wet their pants in the middle of oh boy, I wonder what's happening. But anyways, you did something, you may know what I'm talking about, and if not,
I don't,
I'll tell you
not
later.
yet.
Not yet. Here's the clue. You had an act out that had an act out tag to the act out. So like you did an act out, and then there was an additional act out that like tagged it. It like heightened the. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know which bit that
Okay,
is.
I'll tell you later. I don't want to spoil it for anybody watching.
I
But
wanna
I've
know.
never seen that.
What was it about?
It was amazing. I'll tell you later.
Ah,
I will say this. When I said, I just said something that made me think that confused. That I said something directionally. Instead of up, it would be down. In this case, I don't know. We'll talk about it later. It was incredible. I've never seen that. It was a
clues about my own
it was a good act out. And then you know, I'm losing it because you had this one act out, and then you did what I said you did. You tagged the act out. You had like a second act out. It was awesome. So yeah, you were great. Let's see, what else can we talk about? What kind of connections did you make? Were there any comics you didn't know before you got to Vail?
I love it because I can hang out with comics that I see in New York that I don't get to hang out with.
Oh,
So,
what
like,
a cool
yeah,
thing.
Like I know Peter and Jill, I see them at shows all the time. Britt I met right before the festival, and we were like, oh, we're going to the same thing. That was awesome. Bailey, I had only seen her a few times, you know, so it was like nice to actually spend time with people. And Sonnenalp is what they give you water bottles.
I got them for you and me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very much. They want to give you water.
This is part of the pampering process.
Yeah.
We're gonna drive somebody for a couple hours. You gotta get them. You gotta keep them hydrated. In Colorado, we take good care of our comics.
And Leah Bonema, I had really loved her when she lived in New York City, but we never spent any time together. So we finally got to know her, and I've always wanted to, talk to her. She's great. She's
That's
the best.
awesome. Leah is the best. I love Leah so
And
much.
everybody else is great too. Like there are people I hadn't seen in years. Tiffany, I had hung out with her at a 1 a.m. show in Atlanta like 4 years ago. And we bonded, and this is like our first
How'd you
time
do
seeing her since then.
Or how was the show?
It was
I went
great.
to that the other day.
Yeah.
Like
The
6 months ago or
1
something.
a.m. Atlanta show.
Yeah.
I did one that was really good and one that was really not as
The
good.
one I went to was not good.
Yeah. If you go up at like 2:30 a.m., you're not
Yeah,
gonna have
we
a
didn't
good
get there
time.
until I think 3.
Yeah.
And it was rough.
Yep.
To say the
It's
least.
rough. It's hot at 1 a.m. Yeah.
Okay.
That's fun.
Cool. Well.
Your staff was so wonderful.
Oh yeah, let's shout out the staff.
Oh my God.
Brooke, incredible.
Uh-huh.
Jeff, incredible. Kyle, Joe, even Mike, who you probably never ran into, who's helping with the kid stuff, all the magic.
Oh,
Did you go
that
to the magic show?
Of course I did.
Oh my goodness.
It's the
Tell them
greatest.
about the magic show.
Oh my God.
I don't reveal any of the secrets, but
I do know one of the secrets.
oh, you tell me later.
Okay.
Tell me later.
Yeah, oh my gosh, the card trick one, where he just,
Don't give it away, but you had a good time. Is the
yeah,
point.
yeah. Any
Yes.
magician who does like the baits, where they're like, oh, something went wrong, and you know the kids are like, oh my gosh, magic is going wrong, and then he's like, or is this your card? Everyone's like, what?
Yeah, that guy is so good.
So good.
Last year was so funny. That I was very happy with how that magic show went.
Mhm.
So we have at the Rocket Fizz stage, we have family friendly, free magic entertainment. So a whole bunch of kids and adults come out and watch these shows. But then we have this magician in town, and so we put on like a show for adults. That's what we called it last year. And this year we branded it like a PG-13 magic show. So it's clear, don't bring your 5-year-old, but it's going to be different, and it's in like an actual venue instead of outside.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we were like about to start, and there was nobody in the audience. It was like just empty.
What?
So we like pulled in like 5 comics begrudgingly off the street.
Oh my
We're like,
gosh.
please sit in here. And I still hear about that magic show. Like there was only like 10, by the end of the show, there was probably only 10 people in the whole room. So almost everybody got up on stage.
Yes.
And he just blew people's minds. They're all like, this is so stupid, magic stuff.
Really?
Whoa!
Yeah.
I cannot believe this right now.
I love magic shows.
Yeah.
They're so good. This guy was so good.
It was
And he
really
had the
good.
jokes. Yeah, we were all the comics were in the back like, this is so much better than stand-up comedy.
That's so funny.
So funny.
Debbie, have you been to festivals that had magic before?
I don't think so. Yeah, certainly ones
How
that I haven't.
unique at the Vail Comedy
Yeah.
Festival every
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend.
Keep doing magic.
Yeah, we will for sure. Okay, good that we mentioned that. Anything else you want to add about the festival that people might want to know? Maybe any tips for submission comics?
Be funny.
Be funny.
Sorry, I don't
Good
know.
tip. You heard it from Carmen Lagala, everybody. Be funny.
Yeah, but it's like a great place to go in the off season and just hike and watch comedy and hang out, get your friends together.
Nice.
It's just,
Cool.
yeah.
All right, well, we're going to wrap this up. VailComedyFestival.com. It's a great place to have fun and laugh. Look at the train down there. Can you see it?
Oh.
It's a Georgetown Loop Railroad.
Old timey.
Yeah.
It's a steam engine
Yeah, that's fun.
or coal. I don't know.
Probably coal.
That's a
Probably.
lot
Oh
of-
yeah, that is.
that's
It's
a lot
very
of
black
coal,
cloud.
yeah.
I couldn't see the
Yeah.
black cloud. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not quite as idyllic as I
No,
first.
yeah.
I only saw the caboose, and it looked very nice. But you see the front of the train, less so. So VailComedyFestival.com is where you can apply, is where you can get passes to come. It's a great time. Where can people find you, Carmen?
Ooh, Instagram. I'm at Carmstagrams on Instagram.
You want to spell that out? I feel like
Yeah.
that's it.
CARMSTA grams. GRAMS.
Nice.
Carmstagrams. Carmen Lagala. I'm on all the social media, but
She's on
Instagram is
everything.
where most of my information is that you'll find useful, I think.
Awesome. All right, watch another episode of Live from the Vail Comedy Festival. This has been Carmen Lagala. I'm Mark Masters. Have a good one. I just realized that my car is very close to 300,000 miles. I really hope I don't miss it. We're going to show you my happy little car. 299014. We're only driving like 30 miles today, but anyways, I thought you guys might want to see that. Bye. Say bye.